The BodyArmor LYTE Series East began all the way back in January, before the Wawa Cup Series even began. But here we are, 9 months later, we are ready to crown a champion here for the BodyArmor LYTE Series East after 15 races. This here is the 15th and final event of the 2025 season. Aaron Abel comes into this race with a 6-point lead on Alexander Rowe. Aaron Abel starts on the pole position for this 50-lap race at the Toledo Speedway. We had an excellent race here a month ago in the Lenovo Pro Series. We're going to have another excellent race here tonight, as it's the Toledo 200, the finale of the 2025 BodyArmor LYTE Series East. Hello everybody, this is AG here, and welcome to the Toledo Speedway. Here we are for the finale of the BodyArmor LYTE Series East. We're going to be crowning a champion here tonight. We're going to be awarding a BodyArmor Pro Series spot here tonight. We'll have to see if it's going to be Aaron Abel or Alexander Rowe. And how fitting is it that it's those two drivers who are going to duke it out for the championship here tonight, just like they did in the PERS Sprint Series a month ago at Darlington. Aaron Abel lost out on that championship to Alexander Rowe, but Aaron Abel comes into this one with a massive advantage. He's got the pole position for this event, and Alexander Rowe starts all the way back in 14th, and he's the one who's 6 points behind Aaron Abel to start this race. Join alongside Logan Williams for the call of this one. Great to have you back, Logan. I think it's been a year and a half since you called a race with me, but I know you're excited about this one. And excited to see how this championship battle goes. So if you're Aaron Abel, you're in such a great spot. You got that 6-point lead, you got the pole position. What does he need to do here tonight to make sure he solidifies that championship here in the BodyArmor LYTE Series East?
Well, Toledo is a bit of a bull ring at times. It can be easy to pass, but you also may not need to move yourselves out of the way. So I think for Aaron Abel, the key is going to be he's got the pole, which is the best advantage you can have, and the key will be trying to stay ahead as much as he can in order to take home this championship tonight.
And we're just going to have to see how it ends up shaking out for him. Of course, pole position's generally where you want to be starting these short track races, but we're just going to have to see if he can hold on to it and avoid any calamity. We've seen a lot of calamity come at this racetrack in races in the past, and we're just going to have to see if that ends up being the case. We could go caution-free. I mean, on Monday night, we had a lot of wrecks in that event, and we never got a caution because they were never on the racing surface. So who knows how crazy it's going to be for these guys, but we know this is going to be a fun one, as it always is at the Toledo Speedway, and excited to see who gets it done here in the BodyArmor LYTE Series East. Aaron Abel, of course, with a 6-point lead, as you see right there, ahead of Alexander Rowe. Ryosi Fujimoto is 19 points behind. We do have a little bit of a battle for third in the point standings right there, but ultimately, what matters is Aaron Abel and Alexander Rowe. And once again, of course, they were battling in the Sprint Series, a non-rating series, and then in this rating series that we got here in the E-Series, they end up battling it out for the championship on the final race as well. Going to be a lot of fun regardless, and a couple of drivers starting up front here looking for their first wins of the season. And there's a huge opportunity for a lot of these guys. Of course, Aaron Abel starts on the pole position. Your brother there, Logan, I know you're going to be rooting for him in this one. Andrew Williams on the outside pole, and I jinxed him so hard. I know when we stopped the Newsom Urn at the beginning of the season, I said he's the championship favorite, and then didn't even get a point until like the 10th race of the season. But here he is with an opportunity at Toledo on the outside starting position. Campbell Marsh and Dylan Matthews make up row number 2. Then you got Ryosi Fujimoto and Anthony Hernandez in row 3. Jared Martin and Corey Case in row number 4. And then Christian Vargas, Kyle Craven make up row number 5. And you see Alexander Rowe starting all the way back in 14th. A little uncharacteristic for him on the standalone events. He struggled a lot in the combination events with the Pro Series and with the BodyArmor LYTE Series West. And once again, he is in a tough position. Only 50 laps here tonight. It's going to take a lot for him to find himself up front. You got Josh Marzak and BB Ruiz at the back of the field, and one Pro Series driver. And you know what, Logan, you were actually going to be in this race, and then, of course, we got you to call it, so you'll be in the Meridian race next week in the BodyArmor LYTE Series West. Got Lauren Martinez, though, from the Pro Series joining us here for this finale in the Toledo 200. Let's go ahead and get these drivers to roll off here in the final race of the season of the BodyArmor LYTE Series East. And with all that being said, Logan, do you have a good pick for tonight's race here? Only 50 laps around this half-mile racetrack.
form. I'm going to be bold here. I was in the sprint series and it didn't work out for me, but I think it's going to pay off tonight. And I'm going to take Aaron Abel to win the race and the championship, driving for NS Racing.
Of course, all he needs to do is finish in the top 3, and he will clinch the title here tonight. Have enough points regardless of where Aaron or Alexander Rowe ends up finishing. I still get them confused. You know, they've been together in these championship battles all year long on the channel. Well, the last one that they are in going to conclude here tonight. Thank you all so much for a great season here in the BodyArmor LYTE Series East. Let's have some fun here on this chilly Thursday evening in Toledo. Green flag in the air for the final race of the season in the BodyArmor LYTE Series East. And what a jump out of Aaron Abel there at the start of the race. That 97 looking very quick. Campbell Marsh looking to the inside of Andrew Williams there for the 2nd position. Ryose Fujimoto to the inside there of Dylan Matthews for the 4th position. Andrew Williams is solidified there in the 3rd spot. Alexander Rowe, on the other hand, all the way in the back of the field. And this is a perfect scenario for Aaron Abel, but he's got to make it to the end of the race. He cannot let Alexander Rowe gain anything on him here today. You can let him gain a little bit, but he's got to make sure he finishes this thing as well. And right now he's doing so, but his teammate, or Alexander Rowe's teammate, closing in on him right there. Campbell Marsh trying to get his first win of the season. Andrew Williams also trying to get his first win of the season, but that 6 machine closing in pretty quick on the 97.
So the 97's got the momentum from winning in the Truck Series just a couple weeks ago, but this is a whole different game here. And he's got the other Railfan Motorsports car behind him in Campbell Marsh, who has been fast this season, as well as his teammate. Marsh knows what he's doing. I think he could gain some ground there. Andrew Williams as well. He's been a lot better the second half of the year so far in this series, especially in the combination events. He was starting to rack off some top 10s in those. So he's got the momentum. He's also still running top 3 after being at the outside on that start. I think that these 3 are definitely looking to pull away and be players for the win.
Alexander Rowe trying to make some moves back in there in the 40 machine, and he's got about 5 positions since the last time we checked on him. So that 40 machine trying to get all he can, but he may need a caution to really rack these guys back up to have an opportunity at getting past Aaron Abel. But this 40 machine looking really quick now to the inside of Lauren Martinez and Josh Marzak, trying to join that top 10 and at least get in the points for this race. We're only on lap number 8 here at Toledo. And right now, Alexander Rowe trying to do all he can to close in to the front, and his teammate might be his best friend at the moment. Campbell Marsh getting closer and closer to Aaron Abel for this race lead, and of course Campbell Marsh gets him on the outside lane. That could send Aaron Abel back just a little bit. Personally, Andrew Williams love to see that as well. He's about 7/10 off the race lead right now, but a great run for him. And how about Christian Vargas in the 35? Hasn't really been that good of a season for Vargas, but here he is inside the top 5, looking to take 4th away from Ryose Fujimoto.
And if he's holding on there, that would be Vargas' best finish of the season. He comes in with only 1 top 5, and he is 3rd to last in the points. This would be a great way to end the season off for him.
Alexander Rowe continuing to make moves back in there. Got around Kyle Craven, now looking to get around Dylan Matthews in the 64 machine, now to be for the 9th position. So we know that Alexander Rowe has a lot of speed, and we saw what he did at Thunder Road specifically, but so many of these standalone races. In Nashville, he led every single lap at the fairgrounds, and he's just been one of the dominant forces in this East Series. But if he hasn't been up front winning these races, he's barely been getting any points, and that has been the Achilles heel on his season here in the BodyArmor LYTE Series East. Aaron Abel has been way more consistent in getting points. 8 top 5s, 10 top 10s, so 10 times he's gotten points, and realistically that's not even counting the combination races where these guys may have finished behind. So Aaron Abel's pointed in a lot of races, but he may not necessarily get the win here, as Campbell Marsh in the 6 machine really closing in as Aaron Abel overshoots just a little bit, and Campbell Marsh hungry for this race victory, looking for his first ever win in the LYTE Series. He's got an opportunity of doing so here, but Aaron Abel starting to pull back away again. A great battle between these top 2.
And Abel was sliding a little bit wide through the corners there. That allowed Marsh to close in, but as soon as Marsh got to the back bumper, he also washed up the track. Still looks, I think that the 6 is the faster car here, as we got battles once again. Fujimoto's getting passed for the 5th spot now. That's Jared Martin on the inside in the 98. He's also has not had a very good season at all. And then Anthony Hernandez, the winner of the season opener, right behind them.
And now you got the 40 machine of Alexander Rowe making another move there on Joshua Neely. Lap 17 of 50 right now. And Alexander Rowe doing all he can to really close in. He might get Fujimoto as well. So this 40 machine is about 4 seconds off the race lead. He's really not losing too much time considering that he's in traffic. I don't know. He still has to make sure that Aaron Abel falls back enough in this race to get the championship. So Abel's still in a very good position. And like I said, if he finishes in the podium position, regardless of where Alexander Rowe finishes, Abel will win this championship here tonight in the LYTE Series East. And you got to think, too, he's got a bit of a chip on his shoulder from what happened to him in the Sprint Series there at Darlington a month ago. He had it in the race. He went into the race behind Alexander Rowe in points, but throughout most of the race, he was ahead of him in the standings and then just fell back at the end. Alexander Rowe came back through at the end of that race, and Alexander Rowe ended up getting that Sprint Series title for 2025. So Aaron Abel would love to get one right here. And Alexander Rowe around Jared Martin, looking to get around Anthony Hernandez. This 40 machine is very fast, and it's no surprise to see it. He's been one of the fastest drivers on these short tracks all season long here in the LYTE Series East. I don't know, Logan, do you think he's got a shot at maybe getting this race victory here tonight?
That is a long ways to go up to the front. He definitely needs some calamity to happen with Aaron Abel and the leaders, because the top four are all 2 seconds ahead of this 40 car. No doubt he's fast, but I also want to say this has been very understated what's been going on in like this series and the Sprint Series this year. If you've only been watching the top series like Cup, IndyCar, and Trucks, Aaron Abel and Alexander Rowe are 2 fantastic drivers who I think we could see up there next year. Obviously Abel owning the team, but this is a display of just how deep the drivers and the teams are on this channel. And Aaron Abel is putting on a clinic right now. He is pulled back away from Campbell Marsh.
And a great jump for him right now, half a second on the 6 machine, and not really a large enough field where he's going to have to worry about lap traffic either. You got Corey Case, Chris Reynolds at the back of the field right now. But it's still a long ways left to go, still halfway. Just past halfway here at Toledo Speedway. Aaron Abel has led every lap so far. Of course, no bonus points for leading laps in this series. You only get the points for the finish. That makes it very difficult as Campbell Marsh trying to get something on the outside lane, trying to do something different to close in on the 97. Of course, the tire wear is something to think about as well. And the deeper we get into the race, the more that's going to be a significant factor in how these guys run. And Alexander Rowe kind of has hit a roadblock in his attempts to get around the 73 of Anthony Hernandez right now. He was clawing his way through the field very quickly, and then all of a sudden he just kind of stopped once he got to the 6th position. And Aaron Abel really just needs to finish ahead of him, and he doesn't even need that. He can finish a little ways behind him and still win this title, but he is in such a great position right now to do so. But I know he'd love to get the race victory. So only 1 win on the season for Aaron Abel here in the East Series. Looking to get his 2nd win of the season and clinch this championship here tonight. And Campbell Marsh is starting to get desperate, going a little wide there off the exit of the corner. And that might bring in Andrew Williams there for that 2nd position.
So I've noticed a lot of these drivers are starting to move higher and higher into the turns as the track is losing some grip. That's what Hernandez is doing. That's making it so hard for Rowe to get around him. And now the 40, it looks to be a little spent at the moment. Only 20 laps to go. It's gone by very fast here at Toledo. And I don't think lap traffic will be an issue based on how they're going right now. But this is continually churning worse and worse for Alexander Rowe.
And of course, he's kicking himself with some of these races that he's had this season, especially the combination races. And you know, when you look at the standings there, he's only pointed in 7 races this season. And, well, that's not including the combination races, but he's got a lot fewer than Aaron Abel does, and that has really been what has hurt him in terms of his opportunity to win the title. And we honestly thought that Alexander Rowe was going to just scoot away with this title and steal it from Aaron Abel, and it ended up being the other way around. Aaron Abel found a lot of success on the standalone, or should I say the combination races that took place at Iowa and Gateway. New Hampshire actually went in Alexander Rowe's favor, but regardless of the fact those races in particular, and Watkins Glen as well with the Pro Series was very bad for Alexander Rowe. He actually had a great opportunity of really jumping on on Aaron Abel in that race, and ended up having a pretty poor pit strategy in that one. That's something these guys are not used to in this series, and that was the one race that they had pit stops all season for these guys, so a bit of a shame there for Alex and Rowe and how that ended up shaking out, but Aaron Abel has done everything right here tonight. Led every lap so far. He won that pole position. That was a huge, huge deal. And, of course, next year, going into the Wall Cup Series, going into pretty much all the series, and we're seeing it with the Truck Series right now, doing the qualifying in-game. That qualifying rating's back to meaning something. And, these guys had that qualifying rating as an option, and it's definitely played a huge factor into how it's shaking out some of these races. We've got a battle here for third. Christian Vargas on the back bumper of Andrew Williams.
And I've been watching the gap a little bit. These gaps are not coming closer, except for the battle for third here. Vargas has been very, very close to the bottom. He's sticking his car down there, and Andrew is starting to struggle a little bit on the tires. I think 37 might have a shot to get by. You really need to somehow generate a run off the corner here, which is what's making it so hard.
Oh no! Aaron Abel!
Oh my goodness!
With a problem! Oil leak on the 97! Aaron Abel with a problem from the race lead in the finale race, and that's going to give the lead to Campbell Marsh in the 6. Absolutely unbelievable. The problem is for Alexander Rowe. Oh, you know what? If he's in 5th, that's 6 points, and that would give him the advantage. Man, if you are Aaron Abel, in these finale races, it's one thing after another. As an owner last year in the Wall Cup Series, had that double-digit point lead with Blaine Keys. He lost it. In the Sprint Series this year, he had the advantage on Alexander Rowe. He lost it. Alexander Rowe needs to finish 5th or higher to win this championship. That's a 6-point position right there. That would give him the tie for the points lead with Aaron Abel, and Alexander Rowe would, in fact, break that tie on the amount of wins that he has this season. Aaron Abel is not going to get any points in this race. It's going to come down to whether or not Alexander Rowe can stay in this position and finish 5th or higher. His teammate Campbell Marsh still out front by a second ahead of Andrew Williams. Unreal scenes here at Toledo Speedway.
And that makes that madman's charge that Rowe had at the beginning so much more important. He's trying to move Hernandez up the track, looking for the 4th spot now.
He wants a buffer. He does not want to be on the razor's edge right now. He wants to have at least one spot in between him and that very crucial point that he needs. He's got a nose to the inside of Anthony Hernandez, and he's going to take that, and that would be a 1-point lead then for Alexander Rowe here in the E Series Championship. Oh my goodness, I feel for Aaron Abel there. Once again, heartbreak in the finale race. It's not over yet. Still 5 laps now, 4 laps to go. Campbell Marsh still leading here in the Toledo 200. And Alexander Rowe now up to the 4th position. That's a 7-point position. That means he's got 1 point ahead of Aaron Abel here in this E-Series title. Dylan Matthews trying to get around Anthony Hernandez as well as Aaron Abel's pulling away from those drivers. And it's 2.5 laps to go for Campbell Marsh in the number 6.
See, if Abel was able to finish that race, I think he wouldn't have been caught by the 6th. Marsh's pace had slowed down, and now with 2 laps to go, that story's completely gone. Abel is a couple laps down. Rowe's looking like he's going to be able to wrap up this title, and with the point to boot.
Well, it's going to be the white flag for Campbell Marsh here at Toledo. And how about Railfan Motorsports' Bradley Reeves' team looking to complete the trifecta? They've already won the owner's title. It looks like they're going to win the driver's title. They're looking to win the finale race as well. Campbell Marsh in the number 6 will get his first win of the season in the finale race. And your champion in the BodyArmor LYTE Series East is Alexander Rowe in the number 40. Wow. And one driver failed to finish on the lead lap here tonight. That was Aaron Abel in the number 97. Dominated this race from the race lead, had an oil leak, had to come down to repair it. And that was all she wrote. And Alexander Rowe, I almost want to say he got handed that championship on a silver platter here tonight. But he put himself in that position to be in contention here tonight. Just keep in mind what happened last time out at New Hampshire. Getting that points advantage, those 3 points meant a lot in that New Hampshire race. And here he is, 1 point ahead of Aaron Abel to win the title in the BodyArmor LYTE Series East. Absolutely unbelievable here in this finale race from Toledo. The race itself really didn't have much going on, though it was a solid race. But Logan, I tell you what, that's unbelievable what we just saw right there. And if you're Aaron Abel, that's such a gut-wrenching thing to happen. You're on your way to winning this title, getting a race victory, and then a mechanical issue in a series where there are no owners' ratings as well. So really nothing to control that, but that is the worst time for that to have happened for Aaron Abel. And he's going to give Alexander Rowe the championship here tonight in the BodyArmor LYTE Series East.
Yeah, that is absolutely devastating. I know at least I'm similar. I know what it feels like, at least similar. But for that to happen now twice to Aaron Abel over the course of a year, with the Sprint Series finale as well, that is that's just awful. Alexander Rowe, he did earn the title though. He won so many races this year. He's a very good driver to take home this championship. But man, that's not how you want to see it end.
Not at all. Not at all. But that's just the name of the game sometimes. And man, you think about all the things that happened throughout the season, all the points that these guys could have gained. It was a 1 point difference in the end. And, Alexander Rowe really did earn it here tonight as well, to your point, Logan, because he went from 14th starting position all the way up to 4th on a short track like this in a 50-lap race. So he moved himself up to that spot, and he earned that 4th place position. Would have been 5th if Aaron Abel ended up winning, but that's why you keep on going until the end of the race, and just absolute devastation for Aaron Abel and the NS Racing team. And I think the ironic thing is, Alexander Rowe is going to be driving for, I believe it's Triad Racing next year in the Wall Cup Series, which is affiliated with NS Racing over there. He's going to be joining those guys, so it's kind of a little bittersweet for Nathan. I think he would have liked to see Aaron Abel give that championship for him, but in the end, Alexander Rowe, his 2nd championship of the year. And don't underestimate, too, what Alexander Rowe has done this whole year and how many wins that he has gotten. And a lot of those came in the Sprint Series, which was not even a rating series. This was, and you saw what he did over here. And he's got 2 championships, and he's finally going to be a full-time Wall Cup Series driver next year, which watch out for him because he is going to be up there. I mean, next year in the Wall Cup Series is going to be insane because we got so many guys who are super-duper good on super-duper good teams. It is going to be one heck of a fight up front in a lot of those races in 2026, and you're going to be part of that, Logan, driving for... Which team is it again? You're driving for Ladovic. You're driving for Intersys Motor Racing. I think I know that by now, but you're going to have a lot of good runs, and hey, it's going to be a lot of drivers that are going to have a lot of good runs next year, but it's going to be a lot of fun seeing Alexander Rowe battle with these Wall Cup Series drivers next year. But Aaron Abel, I tell you, I mentioned too last year in the Wall Cup Series finale what happened to him as an owner there with Blaine Keys, what happened to him in the Sprint Series this year, and then once again here tonight. That is just so hard to take in, and it's just the nature of the game sometimes. NR getteth and NR taketh away, as Caleb likes to say, and that's what it did here tonight to Aaron Abel. But Alexander Rowe is going to accept that and get this championship in the BodyArmor LYTE Series East. Well, final thoughts on this, Logan, and thoughts going into the next year. Of course, this series isn't going to be coming back, but we got a lot of other great stuff, and a lot of these guys are going to be a part of it. So what are you looking forward to, and how this is going to play out for the rest of this year in the Truck Series and going into 2026?
Well, yeah, I'm definitely excited for next year for sure. Not only for personal reasons, but you were talking about the depth of the field specifically in the Cup Series, but also just on the channel overall. It's getting so much more exciting to watch. It could be more like an equal rating series again if it ends up a certain way. But remember, Alexander Rowe already has a Wawa Cup Series win.
He does.
So looking to add to that tally, I think he's going to have a great shot at it. But with Aaron Abel, he's established himself as a championship contender in the Truck Series at the moment. I think he's got a good chance over there. So hopefully this is not the end of Aaron Abel, and I think he'll definitely come back stronger next year as well, whatever he ends up doing.
Of course, Racing Motorsports had a bit of a down year. Compared to 2024, I think they're on pace to possibly be a little bit better in that regard. And of course, Aaron Abel just won the last race in the Truck Series last Friday night. We'll see what he does tomorrow night in the K&N 200 at Charlotte. That's going to be a fun race, as it always is. And hey, it's October now. We're getting into, I mean, you know, we still kind of just started the Truck Series. We're getting into that holiday season. We're getting closer to the Thanksgiving 500. We're less than 2 months away from that. That's always such a fun race that we do every single year, so keep an eye out for that. I believe the signups are going to be Friday, November 7th for the Thanksgiving 500. That's going to be in the Discord, so watch out for that. But what a race here from Toledo, and what a finale, and what a heartbreak for Aaron Abel. It's Alexander Rowe who's going to defeat Aaron Abel again and win the BodyArmor LYTE Series East Championship. Thank you guys so much for watching here tonight from Toledo Speedway. My next race going to be the West Series from Meridian next Friday night. And we finally got the Pro Series back with Double Dega 2 weeks from now, so I'm looking forward to that one. And of course, tomorrow night we got the Turkey Hill Truck Series from Charlotte Motor Speedway. And that's going to be a lot of fun. Aaron Abel, of course, the last winner at Kansas. We'll see if he can maybe use this as a bit of motivation tomorrow night and possibly go to victory lane 2 times in a row over there in the Truck Series. Well, anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Huge thanks to Logan Williams for joining me here tonight. Great to have you back, and hopefully you'll hear his voice a bit more often here on the channel. And of course, we will see you guys next time. Congratulations to Alexander Rowe on his BodyArmor LYTE Series East Championship, and congratulations to Campbell Marsh on the race victory. And I will see you guys later.